Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Happiness is not something that happens to us, but something we make happen. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. Happiness is not something you achieve. It is something you experience. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. Happiness is not something you have to defer. It is something you have to deserve. Happiness is not something you find. It is something you create. The only thing that will make you happy is being happy with who you are, not who people think you are. People wait all week for Friday, all year for summer, all life for happiness. The key to happiness is good health and a bad memory, Ingrid Bergman. Happiness is a positive cash flow, Fred Adler. Negativity is a thief. It steals happiness. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be, Abraham Lincoln. A great obstacle to happiness is to expect too much happiness. The greatest joy of life is to love and be loved. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Happiness is not a reward, it is a consequence. Suffering is not a punishment, it is a result. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it than to consume wealth without producing it. Unbroken happiness is a bore. It should have ups and downs. Life is too short to spend time with people who suck the happiness out of you. The secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom, courage. Happiness is like a sunbeam, which the least shadow intercepts, while adversity is often as the rain of spring. To be free-minded and cheerfully disposed at hours of meat and sleep and of exercise is one of the best precepts of long-lasting. Appreciate all of the amazing things others can bring to your life, but don't depend on them for creating your happiness. Beauty might bring happiness, but happiness always brings beauty. Find your happiness not just in the big moments of life, but in every little one. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence, and I learn whatever state I may be in therein to be content. To live, we must conquer incessantly. We must have the courage to be happy. Through every walk of pain, there is always a step of happiness that awaits. Happiness is the longing for repetition. The richer you get, the more expensive happiness becomes. The key to happiness is your inner freedom, peace, and willingness to enjoy every moment of your life. Don't put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. We are happy when for everything inside us there is a corresponding something outside us. Even if happiness forgets you a little bit, never completely forget about it. Happiness is made, not found. Everyone can make it if they want. Some people never find it, some only pretend, but I just want to live happily ever after every now and then. But the struggles make you stronger, and the changes make you wise, and happiness has its own way of taking its sweet time. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. The key to happiness is to realize that you are in complete control of how happy you are. I wish I could throw off the thoughts which poison my happiness. The happier the moment, the shorter. Do not speak of your happiness to one less fortunate than yourself. The opposite of play is not work. The opposite of play is depression. Our happiness in this world depends on the affections we are enabled to inspire. A mind always employed is always happy. This is the true secret, the grand recipe for felicity. Happiness is a conscious choice, not an automatic response. People are always good company when they are doing what they really enjoy. Happy the man, and happy he alone, he who can call today his own. Loneliness is emptiness, but happiness is you. The greatest happiness you can have is knowing that you do not necessarily require happiness. You can only find happiness once you are truly willing to accept the things that once made you unhappy. Some pursue happiness, others create it. There is no greater sorrow than to recall in misery the time when we were happy.